When visiting America, you need to drive and you need to plan out where you're going a lot more than I did the first time I went there. You can't just wander around America as I mistakenly thought the first time I went there. Who knew?
You shouldn't be here.
The next thing I did not
Wait, what? Why? Today I'll be reacting to 10 crazy things I got wrong about America before I went for the first time. My friends, this should be a fascinating one for me since I want to visit America so bad. But before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. It's the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description. Diane is an amazing content creator. Give her some love. That said, let's play it.
When I was going through my list of video ideas for the week and deciding what to do, I came across this one, and apparently I've just been scrolling past it on a weekly basis because it's such an obvious video for me to do on this channel. I can't believe I haven't done it already. Whenever you decide to visit somewhere new as a person, you definitely go in with some of your assumptions and things that you've heard about a place, and you could definitely call those prejudices and biases. And
stereotypes.
when I went to America for the first time, I definitely brought a lot of that with me because, as I've said before, in Ireland we grow up watching people on the TV and film, and a lot of our pop culture comes from America, so we think we know about America until we go there. Today I thought it would be fun if we looked at
Okay, but you know one thing, my friends, a lot of people when they go to America, they have stereotypes, this or that, there is always some stereotypes that I feel like they have a negative connection a lot of times, right? But I'm the opposite, my friends. I have the best opinion of America at this point. Wait. Do you guys think I will get disappointed? And I will answer for you, my friends. No chance, André. America is great. Thank you for showing some reinforcement.
a couple of things that I presumed before I went there that turned out to be wrong.
So wrong.
This video is going to kind of sum up a lot of things I've said before, but I haven't collectively put them all together in one cohesive list. I hope it's cohesive. As always, this is a list. It's full of generalizations. I'm not specifically talking about you as an individual, Chad. Yeah, Chad's now going to be the collective term for all those commenters. Before I get into the list, be sure to subscribe. Otherwise, the next time you go to eat your favorite food, you're going to be like, I don't like this anymore.
What? Subscribe for me also.
And on with the list. Coming in at number 10, it was thinking of America as a country.
Okay, since America as a continent, I was about to say, oh damn, Canada, it's gone. Okay, America is a country, but the United States of America is a country. Maybe because all the states are so different, could this be the point? But my Canadian friends are not happy with this title.
When it's kind of more like a continent. Before I went to America, I definitely approached it in the way I would going to France or Italy or Spain for the first time.
Quel
Je croyais n'être qu'un uniforme.
I was thinking of it as a collective culture and that everybody was kind of similar and that the climate would be similar. Even though I knew on an intellectual level everywhere was different, I sort of hadn't put together the fact that each state was like a little country. Don't get me wrong, there are definitely common traits among American people and American lifestyles.
I think one common trait is that Americans are very patriotic, and they should be, because America is tremendous.
But there are also huge differences as well. Culturally and climate-wise, you can get totally different places right next to each other. And the people have totally different approaches to life as well. For example, in LA, people in shops kiss your ass because they work on commission, whereas in New York, they're really rude to you because they're in New York. People are overall just very different.
No. She cannot insult my New Yorkers viewers that way. Wait, but New York really gets a bad rap for some reason. Not the first time I see people mentioning this. Do you guys think people in New York are a bit mad? Maybe because all of the traffic and stuff like that. I wonder. Big cities can stress you out, but the New York City is not New York State. I get that, but a lot of times we think about the New York City, right?
Because they're in New York. People are overall just very different in each state, though they do share commonalities. So yeah, going in, I definitely think if it's your first time going there, think of each state like a country as opposed to a county, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Coming in at number 9.
Well, Texas is bigger than France, so this kind of makes sense.
It's thinking that that because you're from a Western country and America is a Western country, that you'll have everything in common, whereas you just won't. Americans...
Well, okay, but I feel like Europeans and Americans are... There is a lot of culture shocks. I mean, this channel is about that, I get. My channel is about this. But I feel like we are kind of similar at the end of the day, my friends. I really believe that.
Have very different approaches to Irish people, for example, to things. I think a good way to describe it is it's just a different rhythm there. A general sense of humor with American people can be different, although individuals will click with each other on an individual level as things tend to go.
I like you. You're funny and you're nicely shaped.
There's definitely a lot more sensitivities in America, so you have to be a bit more careful about what you say and who you say it to. And at the same time...
Okay. Okay, let's run that point back. This is important, my friends, and I would love to know your perspective on this. Pay attention.
You're funny and you're nicely shaped.
There's definitely a lot more sensitivities in America, so you have to be a bit more careful about what you say and who you say it to. And at the same time...
I don't feel this at this point. Again, I don't feel... I say a lot of jokes, sometimes they are so bad, and you guys always react well. Of course, I also respect, America as a country a lot. But I don't have this experience, my friends. Maybe that will be different. I wonder.
You also have to be really direct, which sounds like a contradiction in itself, but hear me out. American people in general tend to just be very direct with each other. They'll say what they're thinking, whereas Irish people sort of beat around the bush, and we're all kind of tuned into that. Because in America, people are just straight up with each other. Subtlety is not such a big thing there. So in the same way, when you make a joke, for example, people can sometimes take it at surface level, like what you say is what you mean, whereas you're just kind of making a joke. So you need to bear in mind that people think that way there.
Ooh, that's not good for me.
The next thing, and I'm going to touch on this without getting into it too much if possible, is that guns affect the culture. So before I went to America, I was aware that gun culture was a thing and that they have guns. Whereas coming from Ireland, I'd never really seen a gun before. A lot of people pointed out that the Troubles were in Ireland and I should have seen a gun, but I didn't grow up around the Troubles. And also some people questioned about our police force. Most of our police force do not have guns. Only the special forces have guns.
What?
And honestly, I haven't been in a situation where
Oh no, the police here have guns. And I saw a lot of guns in my life. I played a lot of Call of Duty and Counter-Strike. Yeah.
Had to be around the special forces much in my life. Haven't robbed too many banks that you know of. So yeah, the first time I ever saw a gun was when I went to America. And people
Wait, what? Really? No. I already saw guns,
in America are huge.
But I never... this is a bit crazy to say, but I never touched one. Yeah.
Passionate about how they feel about guns, whether they're pro or against. There doesn't seem to really be any middle ground. So my advice, if you are going to America, try not to get into a gun debate with anyone, irrespective of how they feel, because I definitely feel like I would need to be a bit more informed about the whole thing before I got into a deep conversation about it.
This is not a problem for me. The place I want to visit is Texas. I feel like I can talk about guns. Guns? Hell yeah, brother.
I remember people saying that my Black Friday in Texas was so chill because people are very polite in Texas because they're all afraid of getting shot by each other's guns. Now, I don't exactly think that's the case, but I do think the knowledge that there are guns out there affects how people are. Not saying if that's good or bad, just saying it surprised me.
I was on the fence about this.
The next thing I got wrong about
Texas is my favorite state, and I have been getting some haters on Texas. That André, Texas is not that great, you should reconsider your favorite state. No chance, my friends. I love Texas and Maine. Those are my two states. Maine, André, I don't have a great explanation, but I love Maine.
America before I went there was how to tip. So in Ireland, you tip...
Wait, what? I feel like I'm disagreeing with that a lot. Oh no, this is not good.
The
next thing I got wrong about America before I went there was how to tip. So in Ireland, you tipped
27%.
10% on a bill. And you
No, 25, sorry.
Tip if you've had a really nice dinner or something, but not so much if you go to a diner, and not so much if you get your nails done unless you really want to. Tipping in Ireland is if somebody did a really good job, you leave a 10% tip. When I've gone to other countries in Europe, it actually tends to be even less than 10%. You'll just leave a couple of coins.
Yeah, it is 0.
Or whatever you have in your pocket. In America, the standard tip on everything is 20%, and this blew...
Oh, 20%. I said 25. 25 if you are rich, I guess.
mind. I did not realize that you have to tip.
No, but you guys told me it could be between 10% to 25, right? To maybe 25. Am I making that number? Okay, 10 to 20. I feel like you can find some middle ground there.
For everything.
But this tipping stuff annoys me at this point, I have to be honest. In the thing that if in America they type, I'm gonna type also, you know?
America. And you guys have given me some really good advice on how to tip and stuff like that, which has
Or tip. Type. André, what English is that? Sorry.
been much appreciated in my travels. I understand that tipping comes from people's minimum wage not being enough to sustain themselves, and that's why you guys tip. I've definitely gotten more used to it, but it does kind of blow my mind, the whole tipping culture. And when I get back to Ireland, I'm still in this weird tipping mentality, and I find myself tipping everyone. And in Ireland, people are like, oh, thanks. Nobody is going to turn down a 20% tip in Ireland, but it is unusual. I also did not realize people are nice to you for tips in America. When this dawned upon me, it kind of broke my heart a bit, I'm not going to lie. I just thought all the waiters and waitresses were really nice in America. But they just
They
don't
are.
really.
Most.
The next thing I really underestimated before I went to America was how extreme things get there. Because there are so many
What do you mean?
people, you have like some major extremes going on in your country, and it's easy for people to overlook things because there are just so many people. The first time I went to America, I was really surprised by the weight thing.
34% of American adults, 17% of our children are considered obese.
I also was kind of
I'm already fat, so for me that's fine.
blown away by the homeless population.
Nearly 700,000 Americans experience homelessness on any given night in the country.
Also on extreme
this is a bit
things,
more
people
sad.
tend to be super extra over there. When I'm in a room full of American people, I definitely sometimes feel like a bit of a wallflower because there's just so many people with such big personalities. But I guess the quieter people like me would also feel like they are fading into the background a little. We're just quieter about it. The next thing I got wrong was thinking
My friends, I feel American at this point. I've been buying beef jerky and Dr. Pepper. That does not get more American than this.
that where I went was not super relevant. Yes, I'm touching back on that time I went into Compton. I've said to you guys before that in Ireland
Compton?
there aren't really these kind of super unsafe places to go. You can go pretty much anywhere once you keep your wits about you. But in America, there are definitely places that people are very surprised that you would go to. When visiting America, you need to drive and you need to plan out where you're going a lot more than I did the first time I went there. You can't just wander around America as I mistakenly thought the first time I went there. Who knew?
You shouldn't be here.
The next thing I did not
Wait, what? Why? I don't get that point actually. Okay, maybe some crazy neighborhood or something like that. Maybe a place that is gangs or something. I don't know. You should not go there. I mean, okay.
realized before I went to America was how much national pride there is. And I actually think this is a really lovely thing. Americans
I
put
love
flags
it. It's lovely.
everywhere on everything, and they can quote
Actually, let's run that one back. That makes me happy.
before I went to America was how much national pride there is. And I actually think this is a really lovely thing.
It's
Americans
amazing.
put flags everywhere on everything.
And they should. It's one of the most beautiful flags in the world. Maybe the second most beautiful. Okay, I give number one, okay.
And they can quote the Constitution to you. If you paid me $1 million, I could not tell you one thing from the Irish Constitution. When the anthem is played in America, people cry. In Ireland, people barely.
The story behind the national anthem is amazing. So I believe I also cried when I learned the story. So don't mess with that because it's actually emotional.
know the words to the anthem.
I mean, we never really tried before.
And for the most part, American people are just really proud of their country. But they also have a lot of negative things to say about it. And that is freedom of speech. The next thing I did not realize before I went to America is the abundance of fast food that you can have there. In Ireland, there's maybe a dozen big fast food chains. In America,
We have McDonald's, Burger King, that's it. Let's continue.
there are hundreds, and they are literally everywhere. Fast
Love
food
that.
for a lot of people in America is a way of life, and I didn't really realize that so much. I think the convenience of it and stuff makes it that way for people. It's quick, it's easy, it's literally everywhere. Also, fast
Okay, but you guys really want to know what fast foods, what restaurants I have close, let's say close to me, because I know in Lisbon that I don't live in Lisbon, by the way, but I know in Lisbon there is a couple of different ones. But close to me, Burger King, McDonald's, Taco Bell. My experience at Taco Bell was decent, and you guys feel like don't like Taco Bell for some reason. Subway, Pants and Company. I think that's about it, basically. But burgers is the ones I said. I guess KFC also sells burgers, right? But that's more about chicken, I feel like.
fast food is really delicious and addictive. So the people who don't eat fast food are kind of more the exception than people who eat fast food at least once a week. If I lived there, I would eat fast food pretty much every single day. The next thing I did not...
Oh, I would not. Being honest, my friends, I would love to try everything, but I feel like American food is tremendous. You know, so... Okay, try the fast food, part of the culture, I get it. Give me some biscuits and gravy. Oh, you don't have biscuits and gravy? Some shrimps? Yeah. No, yeah. I love the food of the South.
Realized before I went to America...
Anyone watching from the South, if so, leave me a comment, my friend.
...is how much people want to put you in a category when you get there. People want...
Yeah. The Russian category. To be honest, I still get comments about that.
Want to know your...
The other day I was reading the comments and someone ended up asking me how the war is going. I was like, what the hell?
belief system right out the gate. I think because America is so big, people trying to find their own communities and people who agree with them on certain things and have the same outlook as them, there's a desire for a sense of belonging. And I think that can be a good thing and it can be a negative thing. People will outright ask what your political system is, what your ethnicity is and stuff like that.
What are you?
From the perspective of an outsider, it definitely seems to me like people want to belong to certain groups. Feel free to discuss that one in the comments in a respectful way. It's just something I observed. And the number one thing I underestimated before I went to America was how big the American dream is and the infinite possibilities that you have in America. When I went to America for the first time, I was
Capitalism, baby.
taken aback at how huge the possibilities are. And I hadn't really realized in Ireland the limitations that we have. There's kind of only so far that you can go, only so successful that you can be in a small country like Ireland. In America,
Yeah, even taxes here are crazy, my friends. If you win a decent salary, you will be paying almost 50% of tax. It's crazy, actually.
no matter what you want to be, you can be that and a million times more. And that's the American dream. And people go there in pursuit of the American dream, and some people get it and some people don't. But there's something really nice about the possibilities being kind of endless there. Not only can you be rich, you can be crazy rich. Not only
But even more important, you are free. You can do whatever you want and become whatever you want.
can you be famous, you can be crazy famous. And
That I'm not sure about. That's difficult, but I think what I said is more appropriated, right? If you work hard, you can make it in life in America. I really believe that.
there's loads of people who are doing that. I was only reading this week how the highest paid presenter in Ireland gets €500,000 a year, which obviously is a lot of money, but when you compare it to the American wages, Jesus Christ. It's definitely something I would imagine if I lived in America, I would kind of take for granted. But basically the possibilities are out there and you can go out and you can take them.
I agree with this,
You know,
actually.
it's only Monday. Go do that this week. And that's it for today's list. Feel free to engage with one another in the comments in a respectful way. I know there's been a lot of deep talking points today, so just be mindful. Do give me a thumbs up if you want to see more content like this on the channel, and I'll see you later in the week. Bye.
Okay.
So when I was stroll before to get so the Americans have
Sorry, this never happens to me. I record this straight away.
different the way I think although as in things like and at the same time American people in general
Are
don't
amazing.
hugely passionate about what way
Yeah.
they feel about tipping in Ireland in America there are some really I've said
Wait, maybe this is a better way to record. Because I can make the video perfect. What? Maybe I've been recording my videos all wrong. Should I record take by take? Oh, but that's not fun.
there are Americans. I could not in Ireland. I think, and you have the people. There's this, and to me that's quite strange. But from the perspective of it. But the
Okay.
the way.
Okay, this was amazing. Hey, check Diane's channel. I don't agree with her all the time, I have to be honest, but I find her videos very, very well done. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this with me. Means a lot that you guys end up staying until the end. See you guys in the next one. Bye, my friends.